Welcome to part 2 of the Olivero Entrance Exam. This second puzzle sequence will test your code cracking capabilities. You will be put through a challenging mental obstacle course that will require you to use your brain to the utmost. The material for this phase of the assessment was designed by Olivero's crack cryptology instructor, Professor Simon Martel, and was taken from his basic course on ciphers. Pay close attention, and he will prepare you for success.
Let's take the case of Alice, Bob, and Eve. Alice wants to send Bob a message, for his eyes only. But she knows Eve is intent on intercepting the message. So Alice gets the idea to send the message in a secret language, unknown to Eve. She encrypts her message, using a key, and sends it to Bob. Now, if Eve sees the message, its meaning will be hidden to her. But when Bob gets it, he uses his key to decrypt it and, voila! He knows what Alice wanted to tell him. Alice and Bob both have the key, so they can send messages back and forth, encrypting and decrypting at will, and no one else can interpret their communications. Or can they? Let's say Alice and Bob were using a simple shift cipher, just shifting each letter of the alphabet by a set number of moves. Eve could easily crack the code by identifying patterns or applying brute force, trying all 26 permutations of the English alphabet until she found the right one. A simple shift code leaves a heavy fingerprint. If the message is written in English, E is by far the most commonly occurring letter, followed by T and A, and so on. Using frequency analysis, like a cryptogram in a puzzle book, Eve can break the code and read the message in relatively little time. Let's say Bob and Alice find out Eve has been intercepting and deciphering their secret messages. They have been leaving indelible fingerprints, an easy clue for Eve to follow, so they need to lighten the prints they leave. They can do this by flattening the distribution of letters, making it harder for Eve to solve, with a polyalphabetic cipher. Let's walk through a simple example. We'll have Alice send Bob a message. Happy birthday. Now, let's convert the alpha to the numeric, assigning each letter a value according to its place in the alphabet. A simple shift code would move all the letters the same interval. But a polyalphabetic cipher uses a key word to twist that fingerprint and make it harder to read. For our key, let's use the word cake. Alice uses the key word to encrypt her message by repeating it across. Like this. And then adding the numbers. Like this. With our polyalphabetic cipher system, we're using a mod 26. So for those numbers over 26, simply subtract 26 to arrive at the proper number. Thus, we have. And now we can swap the numbers back to letters and send our encrypted message. When Bob gets it, he uses the key in the same way to reverse the process and decipher the message. Attaching numeric values, and repeating the keyword, cake, across the length of the message. Except, now instead of adding the numbers of the keyword, he will subtract. And he'll add 26 to any negative results. And finally, Bob will convert the numbers to letters and know that Alice is wishing him a happy birthday.
Thank you, Professor Martel. You can find the professor's entire lecture on the polyalphabetic cipher in Chapter 63 of the Jocelyn Chase suspense-packed thriller, Staccato Passage, as Riley learns the skills of spycraft, tracks down a mole in the academy, and thwarts a terrorist attack. Watch for it in 2024. And now, you are on your own, for the second phase of this mind-stretching challenge. Open your exam packet to part 2, where you will decrypt a message, and encrypt a response. And remember, our operatives are watching your every move. You may begin now.